Good morning, folks. It is Monday, the 14th of March. I'm Flat Cap Callum. Cheltenham starts tomorrow. However, today, Plumpton and Wolverhampton are on. Just what you wanted. So we have got a couple of bets, regular bets today. It's a half stake day. So just to warm us up for Cheltenham, it's Cheltenham Eve. We've got Plumpton and Wolverhampton, just what everybody always wanted on Cheltenham Eve. So that's going to come up half stake day. We'll do our review of yesterday. We'll do a word on the golf. I'm going to do a rundown of the Cheltenham schedule again for you. And finally, we'll do statistics. So for statistics for last week. So we've got a jam-packed show. So I'm going to go through quite quickly. I actually called it a show. That almost sounds like semi-professional. So on today's video, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, so review of yesterday. So yesterday, really frustrating because it was a bad loss day. In fact, it was the worst loss day on a Sunday since we started the channel. So I got 20 on, 1601 back, which was therefore a 13.99 loss, I think it was. So that's the worst Sunday we've had. Sunday's been a good day for us. So very frustrating. We had the sort of the two shared each way lucky 15s where we had a non-runner. Literally uploaded the video. I didn't have time or inclination to record the video, so I put an alternative. The alternative did place, but the bet didn't start off well because Calvados was doing well and kind of fell/unseated when going to definitely be in the first two. Then the replacement did place, just about, it held on. And then the Limerick horses predominantly were really disappointing. So we had Birds and the Bees place at 14-1 at Naas, but then the ones at Limerick all pulled up. And you know, that's not because we were going for massive prices and they were donkey horses. Clearly the testing ground got to a few of them more than I expected. So that was really disappointing. If you'd done the bet with the replacement, you would have got a little bit more back than I did on the channel because I literally had a non-runner in there. So I got back total for those two lucky 15s 186. That was all it was. And then with the other lucky 15, the Warwick Bangor one, Callisto's King. I mean, it was a good go at a price. It could only come fourth. Third would have been amazing because third we had been talking about making £50 back yesterday. It didn't. It came fourth. We had Scandiburg, which, as I said on the channel yesterday, 12s that we had on the channel, 8-1 SP. It was 33-1 when the betting opened, which was ridiculous for that horse. Then Alkerb was really disappointing. I was really frustrated with that one. It was a borderline one for kind of first two, but it came last. It wasn't good. And then Point of Principle did place at fourth, 11s SP, 10-1 on the channel. So as I said, 20 on, £6 and 1 pence back. So not a good day. 4 days in a row we've now not made profit, which is not a nice place to be when you're leading up to Cheltenham. And if you include losses with golf, and we'll come to golf in a minute, then about £50 down in the last 4 days. So that's quite a hefty amount to be down in 4 days for this channel. Channel's still really healthily in profit. We made profit last week, but we have had a little bit of a blip. So we'll see if the small half stake day today, Plumpton and Wolverhampton, can turn us around. So that was yesterday. So we'll go to today's bets, and then I'll talk about Cheltenham and golf and statistics. So today's bets, two simple, straightforward bets. Half stake, we've got a win Trixie at Plumpton. Now, these have been going well. The last two were terrible. So the last two bets we've done like this, we had nothing. So I'm hoping to have better luck today. We've got a win Trixie at Plumpton, 135 Balinska, 6-4, 210 Go Millie Go, 9-2, 355 Sammy Bear, 4-1. A straightforward bet, 50p win Trixie and two £1 win singles on the two bigger prices. So that is bet one, nice and straightforward. And then bet two, we've got Wolverhampton. They're not big prices, they're all single figures, but it was worth a go. There's a little bit of value in here. So it's an each way lucky 15, 20p each way lucky 15, usual bet. We've got 5 o'clock Wolverhampton Port Noir, 5:30 Global Vision, 7 o'clock Floating Rock, and 7:30 Vocatas. So those are the four races. Sky Bet are paying 4 places on 3 out of 4 of those. They're not paying it on the 7 o'clock. There are a few other bookmakers paying 4 on a couple of these, so it's not Sky Bet specific, I wouldn't say. But have a look around and see. If you can only get 3 places on all these races, then that's it's a little bit tight. But I'd still think that the bet is valid, but it's got a better chance of a return if you can get 4 places on the 3 races as you can with Sky Bet. So that is bet 2. That's our small stake for the day to start our week. Word on the golf. So word on the golf, gutting really is all I was going to say. So when we've made money on the golf so far on the channel, it's almost exclusively come from golfers who have done well on the last day and have come into contention. What we had this time was Henny Duplessis, leader round 1, leader round 2, leader round 3, and then just didn't really do much in the last round, and a lot of other golfers overtook. So he came tied 6th. So for the channel, we had 80-1 paying 6 places, tied 6th 3 ways, so you get a third of the place money back. Now, some of you may well have taken that bet with other bookmakers and got there. You could, in places, you could have got 100-1. So I'm hoping some other people got better, and in other places you could have got 7 places on that. So it wasn't the best place to put those bets on for the golf last week on Sky Bet. So hopefully some of others of you have got a bit more back. Players Championship, they've still got to finish round 3 today, and they've got to then do round 4. It's not looking like we're going to get anything back. Brian Harman's dropped back a bit. We'll keep an eye on there. If there is any return from that, I will add it to the profit and loss retrospectively. I'm not going to add it to this week's. So it'll come in retrospectively. So if there was anything, I'll add it in. But in terms of stats for this week, I'm kind of including that as a lost bet at the moment. Okay, that's the golf. In terms of the channel this week, so just a reminder, and if you can hear the drilling, I'm sorry, I'm going to really fall out with my neighbours. So as far as the channel goes this week, what we've got is normal video every morning. So it's a normal video, so it might be a normal staking day, and it will be across all meetings, so it won't just be Cheltenham. So it's a normal kind of day on looking at all the meetings, because there are only 7 races a day at Cheltenham, great quality races and some really interesting ones, and we'll definitely have some on the normal channel. But there are other things going on, and I don't want to put all of my eggs in the Cheltenham basket for the channel. So normal video every morning will be up, including things like golf on Wednesday. In addition to that, there'll be an exclusive 4-night Cheltenham series. So starting tonight, so Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, 4 nights. There'll be an exclusive Cheltenham series, and it's a bit like Mark Your Card, but what I'm going to try and do is something that others aren't doing so much, which is, if you had £50 and you wanted to put it on Cheltenham, or you wanted to go, you were actually going to Cheltenham, this is how I would use the £50. And the difference here between what I'd normally do on the channel is there'll be a lot more singles. So it's probably going to be about 80% singles, 20% accumulators. So you've got a much greater chance of getting a return. And so what we're trying to do here is can we make profit each day? Yes or no, we'll find out. But I'm hoping the way I'm going to do it means it shouldn't be kind of any significant losses each day, unless it goes in terribly badly. But you're less likely to win big doing these bets. So it's more for those people that want to kind of enjoy Cheltenham a little bit, have a few bets on the side, but don't want to risk so much. I'm doing it as £50. Clearly, you guys can do it at less or more, or whatever you want to do with it. It won't be on the normal channel statistics. I'm going to do a separate £50 4 days, so it's a £200 series, and I'll do something similar when we get to Royal Ascot. So it's a separate to the normal channel. So I'll do reminders in each video, but you will have 2 videos a day from me if you really want, and for some of you that probably will tip you over the edge and unsubscribe you. That's what we're doing. Okay, so first one of those tonight, probably about 9:30, I think. Maybe it will be out tonight, and that'll be day 1 Cheltenham bets. So stats, last week we ended 140 on, 146.77 back, so it was a 6.77 profit, 4.84%, which in general terms is decent, but it feels bad because we started off the week, particularly on Tuesday, we had a great day Tuesday, and it all just sort of gone downhill from there. So because Tuesday was so good, it helped us into nice profit. And we are now 4 weeks in a row, we've made profit 4 weeks in a row again, which is unusual for me to do that 4 weeks in a row. we managed that. For the month, we are 265 on, 299 back, so a £34 profit for the month, about 12.5% profit for the month. So the month's still going all right. And if you just bet for the whole entire channel, all of the bets we've ever done, we would be 21% in profit. If you just did horses, 22.5. So horses are now ahead because we've kind of, our profit and loss has gone down a little bit from the golf. So 21% profit for the whole channel since we started, 22.5 just on horses. We had a few winners last week, 12 to 1, 9 to 1 with the best prices. But ultimately, when you look at the stats, the thing that didn't help us last week is a lack of winners. We had 4 winners on the channel last week, and you can compare that to the previous 2 weeks where we had 12 winners each of those weeks. So we had a massive reduction in winners. Places, those figures were in line with what we've normally done. So it was a lack of winners. So we got over the line, but we were struggling for winners last week, whereas previously we'd done 12 in a week on this sort of channel is decent. We did have some decent each ways as well. We had a 50 to 1, 25 to 1, 22 to 1, so some decent prices each way. But what we want to have for this week is Cheltenham. We want to have a few more winners, so we'll see what we can do. All right, that's a quick rundown of the stats. I've given you the Cheltenham schedule, so we'll be back on tonight for Cheltenham Day 1 exclusive series. But a reminder, it's all free. You don't have to pay for anything. There's no PayPal links. It is all free. And if you are watching multiple videos and multiple channels, which I'm sure some of you are, just please be really, really cautious. Whether you take my bets or watch my video, I'd love you to, but ultimately what I'd much rather you didn't do was spend money paying money through random links to people, particularly when some of those people go, it's not actually my bet, I've got a special source, they've told me it's quite a good bet. Trust the people that are giving you the advice, whether they're giving you the advice because they found the best horse or whether they're giving you the advice because they understand the betting market. Follow the people that you can see and you can trust, is what I would say to you. Don't necessarily feel like you ever have to pay to get some tips, because there's enough YouTube channels out there that will give you the tips for free, and decent enough tips, I would say. I'm not going to tell you I'm the best channel. Equally, ignore the channels that tell you they're the best channel or the biggest channel or the most winners, because there's literally no real statistics behind any of that at all. I don't trust the channels, if I'm going to go on a rant, that say, oh, we had 2 places in and each way lucky fee 15. We smashed the bookies. Unless you've got massive prices, you can't smash the bookies with 2 places in and lucky 15. You need 3 to make a profit, generally. All right, here endeth the sermon of what not to do. So I'd love you to follow my tips, but some of the other sites, just watch yourself. There are some good ones, but pick and choose. Okay, I'll see you tonight if you're watching Cheltenham. If you're not watching Cheltenham, I'll see you in the morning. Thanks very much. Cheerio.